Everyone and welcome to my channel Options Trader Today. So today in this video I'll explain you how the price of gold price has moved in the last week and how the price of gold can move in the next week. See, if you look at the chart of gold, what we have seen, gold is trading at a level of around $20.07. Okay, now I'm making this video in the live market. You can see clearly that the price after this particular for this week, what we have seen, there is a red candle is forming. Okay, with a low of around $1.1983 and with a high of around 2034. Okay, what it does, it has already touched this level and now it is trying to go upside. Okay, and moved above a level of 2007. Clearly there are indication forming that if the price keeps sustaining above $20.08, then a further upside movement we can see, and there is a higher chances that if the price keeps sustaining above that level, a further upside movement we can see. Okay, this is the high, and these you have to understand all these patterns are same pattern which is being created. Okay, if you look at this particular pattern, that these similar patterns are being formed when there is a ATR pattern was formed from 2012 to 2020. Was the pattern. After that, these are the small patterns which are formed. This is a 2-year pattern, this is an 8-month pattern, and this is a 4-5 months pattern. Similarities are same. What the similarities are that these highs, and whenever they are making high, a fall we have seen, and then it formed a swing that made a new high. Okay, this resistance what we have seen, that being it was a strong resistance, and when for the third time when it came, it made a it crossed this level and came down after making this high. But after that, what we have seen, a sharp upside, which I've already explained you that, because as soon as the price started going up 2012, at this particular point I'm saying, it made that if it started going up 2089, a further upside movement we can see, and it made a high around $2145. After that, there is a continuous fall looking at this particular chart. If you look at this particular chart, what we have seen, continuously red candle is forming. Okay, and there is a continuous downfall, and chances can be still high that if the price keeps sustaining above $20.07, we will see there will be a further upside movement. Okay, because there is a higher chances that once the price started going above 20.07, then a further upside movement we can see towards 2014, and from there to a level of 2033, and as soon as the price started sustaining above that level, a further upside movement we can see. Okay, now look at this particular trend what you can see. So before I move ahead and explain you where the price of gold can move in the next week, if you have any doubts, you can mail me at stockmarkettradinglove@gmail.com, and one more mail ID in the description. And please watch the full video so you understand how this technical work, and a telegram link also given in the description. You can join that too. Let's see if the price sustain. Okay, but before that, I'll explain you how the dollar index is moving. If you look at the dollar index, there is a continuous upside, but from 2-3 days there is a fall. Okay, and this fall is in turn reverse. See, when the dollar index falls, we have seen a rise in the price of gold. Okay, because they are inversely related. Okay, now there is a continuous upside. We have seen overall trend, but from 2-3 days there is a fall. So we have seen the gold prices increasing. Okay, as soon as the price started falling below this particular level, a level of 104.17, a further downfall we can see. But if it started rising above that level, above a level of 104.3, a further upside movement we can see. $104.3 is already being tested, so chances of going further upside we can see. Okay, so as soon as the price sustain above that level, we can see a further downfall. Now look at this particular trend. What we can see, suppose if the price sustain this level, we can see it can go further upside towards a level of around $22. But before that, you have to understand it has to sustain above a level of $20.08, which is already being a weak resistance. So chances are, if the price sustain this level, we can see it can go towards its next resistance of $20.22, and once the price started sustaining over 2022, a further upside movement we can see towards $2032.60. Okay, if the price keeps sustaining up $2032.60, we will see it will go towards a level of 2040, and from there a further high we can see towards a level of $2045. Okay, keep that in mind. There is a higher chances that as soon as the price started sustaining 2045, and from 2045 is already being a weak resistance, so chances are it will cross that level, and from there a probability of going towards a level of around 2050 will be there. And because there is a clear pattern forming, you have to understand as soon as the price started going up 2050, a further upside movement we can see towards a level of $2057, and from there a probability of crossing a level of 2070. Okay, and once the price started sustaining 2070, we can see it will cross a level of around 2079, which is already being a weak resistance, so chances are high it will cross that level, and from there it will go towards 2087. Okay, and then a further upside movement we can see. Keep that in mind, there will be a higher chances that if the price keeps sustaining over $20.08, a further upside movement we can see, and we can see if the price started sustaining over 2010, there will be a further high. Okay, and then it can cross a level of 2079 also in the further upside. But if the price didn't sustain a level of $20.08, we can see there will be a fall, and if it started falling below this level, we can see it will go further down. So let's see if the price didn't sustain, because you have to understand market is always uncertain, so you cannot be relying on only one thing that the market will go upside. Because see, if you are having a certain amount of capital and your SL is equal to your capital, you will lose your capital. Okay, because you have to set your SL as per how the risk you are taking. So suppose if the price didn't sustain, it can come down again towards a level of around $97, and if started falling below that particular level, a further downfall we can see towards 1993. Okay, if the price started falling below 1993, a further downfall we can see towards 1991. Okay, and from there a further fall we can see towards a level of around 1983. Okay, keep that in mind. As soon as the started moving below 1983, a further fall we can see towards a level of around $1981. From there, a probability of touching a level of 1974. Keep that in mind. There is a higher chances as soon as the price started falling below 1982 to a level of 1974, and from there a further downfall we can see towards a level of around 1966, which is already being a weak resistance. So chances are high it will cross that level, and from there a further fall we can see towards a level of around $1958 to a level of around 1955. And there is a opposite U pattern is forming, that also you have to understand. So chances will be very high a further fall we can see towards 1966 to a level of around 1953 also, and from there a further low we can see. Okay, if the price started falling below a level of 1980, I'll make another video explaining where it will go. Okay, any doubt regarding this you can mail me. I've given the mail IDs also in the description. So hope you like the video.